Hey everyone, and welcome back to Immediate Movie Reactions. I'm here just getting out of seeing the movie Joyride, which is a movie that I think another movie where we see an example of really bad advertising. This movie was billed or marketed as a sort of a raunchy comedy, and not that that doesn't exist in the film, but I think whoever cut the trailers probably deserves to be fired, or maybe there just wasn't any faith in the product or the actors. So this is a movie starring Ashley Park, Stephanie Sue, Sherry Cola, and Sabrina Wu, four Chinese American, actually not all Chinese American, Asian American women. And the premise is that they're all Chinese American and they're going back to China. Ashley Park's character has a business meeting there, and she's the professional, and everyone else is kind of her circle of friends. And they're going back to have this girls' trip, but also reconnect with their heritage and reconnect with family and that sort of thing. And if you watch the trailers, it's really about drugs and partying and raunchy and and again, that exists sort of within the movie, but the two big scenes from the trailer, actually the scenes that I didn't think were funny, and I thought the worst part of the overall movie, that kind of kept me from seeing this movie when it originally came out, are very minimal within the full movie. The train scene, if you have seen the trailers where they have to do drugs because they get caught up in this sort of drug trade, at least that's what it's being marketed or being billed as, and then they're pretending to be K-pop stars, which wasn't a terrible scene, went a little bit too long. I didn't quite understand what they were going for in all of that. It was a little bit silly at a moment when the film was maybe getting a little bit serious and actually going into the topics that I thought were most important. And honestly, Everything Everywhere All at Once is my all-time favorite film, my all-time top film. I love movies, and I hate the idea of these are my top 5 favorites or my top 10 or whatever, because there are so many movies that on any given day, but Everything Everywhere All at Once is at my top, always going to be at the top. And so anything that Stephanie Sue is in, I will see. Knowing that this was a Seth Rogen produced movie, and seeing the trailers, it drove me off. If I had known what movie is really about, and what it's about trying to understand your identity. And if you are Asian American or Asian heritage and you are raised by a white family, are you white or are you Asian? If you go back to China, are you going to be racist toward your own background, your own heritage, or are they going to be racist towards you? There's a few jokes in this that I think that are subtle, that are incredibly funny. At one point, all the girls are on this moped as they're trying, of course, it's a road trip where everything goes wrong, and they're what's going to happen, right? Their luggage gets stolen, and they meet the wrong people, and yada, 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 right? So they're on this moped, and you see all 4 of them on this moped, and wait, who's driving the moped? And then this little kid leans out, and I think it's Ashley Park says, how old is who's ever is driving us? And Sherry Cola says, well, he's 10, but in Chinese counting, he's 11, which is hilarious. So I am so sorry for that. As someone, my family is from Laos, and I thought it was just unique to us, unique to our family. But, we have people whose biological age does not match the age on their driver's license. And so that was really funny. And I thought that those moments, the really heartfelt, with the women talking to each other and talking about what it means, as they've grown up and, they protected each other, and what are they going to do when they go back to China, and, realizing that what if I had grown up here? What would I be like as a person? And then as identities change, and there's also some really subtle jokes in there, which is, this is going to be a strange comparison, but it's sort of a Wall-E. So in the movie Wall-E, right, what they're doing is Pixar is kind of making fun of the audience and making jokes at the audience's expense, which I absolutely love. It's this sort of subversive humor, and we see a lot of that. I don't want to say that there's a, you know, there's a twist or a, plot twist, but if you know the actors, then maybe you'll kind of know what's coming. Um, but really cool. Oh, Daniel Day Kim is in this film. Fantastic. Really great to see him on screen again. Unfortunately, he looks kind of old, but he's like my age or maybe a little bit older. I don't know. And this movie, I think, really deserves more credit than it got. It deserves more people to see it. And there's a seagull that is coming right at me. So I apologize. But this is a movie that is about friendship. It's about identity and, really questioning heritage and labels and stereotypes. And I wish that it had been marketed that way. See it, stream it, or skip it. I think we're kind of a little late in this game to see it on the theater or in the theater. I don't know that it needs a big screen, but please stream it. Please watch it. I don't watch a lot of, I hate the term, but chick flicks. So I don't know if it's like a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or that sort of thing. But I think it's a good. It's not Hangover, right? It's not just raunchy jokes all the time. Though there's definitely some sexual content. There's a lot of language. There's really questionable things there. You see Seth Rogen's influence on the film. Unfortunately, I'm kind of over him and his humor and style and all that stuff. But if you get a chance, sit down and watch this movie. I think it's definitely worth it. And the women who are in it all deserve the chance to, the bigger the audience, the better. Please, if you have seen it, please let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff below. And I will see you after the next movie. Mission Impossible is out like now, basically. So hopefully that'll be up here in the next couple of days, and I'll see you then.